So when subtracting in math, you always want to make sure that you line up the place values for addition and subtraction actually. So doing addition and subtraction horizontally is much, much, much harder than doing it vertically. Since we can write this as 32.04 minus 18.921, which immediately starts to look easier. Now we can use everything we've learned leading up to this point. And if we look at that, 0 minus 1, we can't do that. So we need to borrow. Meaning there's a 3 left here, and now there's a 10 over there. 10 minus 1 is 9. 3 minus 2 is 1. Uh-oh, we have that exact same problem again. What do? We borrow. Oh, now there's a 1 here, and there is a 10 there. So what is 10 minus 9? 1. Always remember your decimal point. That doesn't go away in subtraction. It has to be there. 1 minus 8, uh-oh. Let's borrow. 2, now this 1 turns into an 11. So 11 minus 8 is actually 3, and 2 minus 1 would be 1. So for the answer to 32.04 minus 18.921 will equal 13.119. In the next example, we can see that we only have the 1 decimal place in our equation, which means how do we line it up? Well, realistically, we have a decimal point there as well. So it would line up as 841,039 minus 3.82. And you might be thinking, what do? Like, why? There's no numbers above that. Well, you can add in your little imaginary zeros. And if you wanted, you can add zeros here as well. So now the question starts to become easier again. Well, let's look at this. We need 0 take away 2. Uh-oh, we can't, so we need to borrow from our neighbor. But our neighbor also has 0, so they need to borrow from their neighbor. So this 9 is going to be very generous. He's going to be like, that's fine, you can have one. Meaning, now there is 10 there. But this 10 still needs to borrow to their other neighbor. Meaning, there's only 9 left, and there's 10 put over there. So now 10 minus 2 is 8, and 9 minus 8 is 1. 8 minus 3 is 5, but don't forget, you have to bring down the decimal point. You have to. And 3 minus 0 is 3, 0 minus 0 is 0, 1 minus 0 is 1, 4 minus 0 is 4, 8 minus 0 is 8. So therefore, 841,039 minus 3.82 would equal 841,035.18.